Warning, this video contains spoilers, so if you haven't watched part 6 yet and you don't want to see spoilers, skip to the time on screen. God bless Netflix for releasing Stone Ocean early in America and dumping 12 episodes on us. We can finally laugh at the Japanese audience for getting it later than Americans because Netflix officially releases in Japan in January. NANI?! Long have we awaited for Stone Ocean's release and now it's finally here. I have to say, it was way better than we expected. Alan and I decided to binge watch it all in one day to see if it was good, and my god, was it good. From the story to the stand fights, it was all executed really well, and all we can say is, you have to watch it for yourself. If you haven't watched the other parts yet, we recommend that you at least watch parts 1 through 3 first before you watch part 6 for continuity purposes. But now that we've watched it, there's a few things we'd like to say about it. But first, if you don't know what part 6 is about,
I don't recall.
It's about Jolyne Cujoh, a girl that gets framed for a crime that she didn't do, and now she's stuck in the Green Dolphin Street Prison in Florida for the next 15 years. Or is she? Her father is none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jotaro Kujo, and when he goes to visit her, he reveals that she's been set up the whole time because she's being hunted by enemies of the Joestar bloodline. With that being said, let's get into the review. As expected of JoJo's, the story is pretty good. What we mean by that is the way the conflicts are built up and eventually resolved make a bit more sense compared to the previous parts. They're approached differently compared to the other JoJo's and is definitely a fresh take. Even the results or the aftermaths of the stand battles have different consequences on the characters and they carry over into the story, which can't really be said for the other JoJo's as they just fight their enemy and go next. Another thing that makes the story good are the fights. Every battle Jolyne gets into, you feel like she's fighting for her life, like R. Kelly.
I'm fighting for my life! Y'all killing me with this!
And her stand isn't OP like Jotaro's, so she can't just punch her way out of a bad situation like he can. From the very beginning, Jolyne has to use her head to think and outsmart her opponent, given her stand ability and the resources around her, like her environment or her allies. Another thing to note is her approach to recruiting people to help her versus Jotaro's method. The characters are thick for no reason, and when I mean thick, I mean thick. Just look at these scenes! Jolyne is kind of a freak for doing that in front of the guards, but we'll let it slide since she's the main character of the anime. When we got the first look at Hermes, I thought to myself, damn, she got some big titties! But she's low-key muscular. That's kinda weird. Then I remembered that I was a Jojo fan, and the next thought that came to my mind was, damn, she's kinda bad. As for Foo Fighters, she just made her titties bigger out of nowhere. Nice! But the most perplexing thickness has to go to John Gallier. Yes, this guy.
What you doing out here with all this ass?
The A must stand for ass, cause John Golly, he got a fat ass. Imagine being a JoJo fan and thinking that you could escape being gay cause the cast is primarily female. Araki is laughing at you. Going back to the topic of no reason, this anime is funny for no reason. Look at the scene!
Oh, hell no!
I guess Florida's just built different. And speaking of built different, look at the dude with the alligator puppet. We're constantly reminded that Floridians are just a different breed. Hey yo, who the f is that?
Who are you?
Don't tell me Jotaro lives in America and he's eating too good now.
I'll have two a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda.
The opening scene really reels you in. What do I mean by that? Well, they talk about the scene. You know, the scene. The word that starts with ma? Yup, you got it. Mansplaining. Just kidding. They're talking about masturbation. Not to be perverted or anything, but that scene really drew us in because it was such a random scene that it really brought back the memories of random JoJo weirdness, like when Bucciarati licked Giorno's face, or Kakyoin's weird comment about Jotaro's mom. The stands are OP for no reason. Araki really buffed the stands in part 6 compared to the stands in previous parts. Like, this guy has the ability to control the weather, this guy has the ability to create illusions and turn people into CD players and steal their CDs. This guy has the ability to turn off gravity on anything he's touched. This guy has the ability to make ants come on command, but only on a Tuesday. And this guy has the ability to turn water into H2O. These Part 6 stand users, they ain't playing around.
The voice acting is excellent. I think a lot of Seiyu fans were a bit disappointed when they heard that Sawashiro Miyuki wasn't the one to play Jolyne and the role went to Ai-Fi Rose instead. If you didn't know, Sawashiro Miyuki was the one who voiced Jolyne in the Jojo game Eyes of Heaven, and she did such a good job. But boy did Ai-Fi Rose step up big time. We definitely weren't disappointed with her voice acting, and I think she portrayed Jolyne almost perfectly. Our only issue with Ai-Fi Rose is the we think Sawashiro Miyuki did it just a bit better. But that aside, no complaints whatsoever. Gwest's voice actress, Momoko Taneichi, was also amazing. She portrayed how crazy Gwest really was with all her yelling and her shy cutesy moments. Hermes' voice actress Mutsumi Tamura was also really good. She did a good job yelling into the mic. And that opening scene when Jolyne gets busted?
Oh my god.
The manga versus the anime. Of course, even with the most faithful anime adaptations, there's gonna be some changes due to a plethora of reasons, such as omission of the nitty-gritty details for better story flow, or time and budget constraints. So, we've come up with a few differences in the manga and anime that we felt were worth mentioning. When the anime starts, Jolyne doesn't mention the part where she used to be part of a biker gang, where she got the butterfly tattoo on her arm, which acts as proof that she was a member of that gang. Later in the anime, it also skips the part where when Jolyne goes to prison, she doesn't have to bribe the prison guard to not make her go bald. At the beginning of the fight against John Gallier, in the anime, we don't get to hear Jotaro's thoughts where he mentions that he can currently only stop time for 2 seconds. During the Foo Fighters battle in the manga, the 3 other prisoners all had more evidence to suggest that they weren't the culprit, making it more reasonable as to why Jolyne says "F it" and just starts swinging. And last but not least, during the game of Catch, the anime skips the part where Hermes offers McQueen's hidden money, but Meerschaum's stand, Marilyn Manson, rejects it because deep down, Hermes knows that it doesn't belong to her.
The show references itself. Like when Jotaro visits Jolyne and they fight their way out of the room. Or when Jolyne starts punching the inmates randomly to figure out who the culprit is. How about Poochie sucking on some cherries? Jojo was so iconic that Jojo can reference itself. Like, who does that? There might have been more, but these are all we can come up with for now. We're not sure when the next set of episodes are gonna be released, but we hope they don't take too long because we forgot how good it feels to watch Jojo. And now that we've had another taste, we want more. So until next time, peace.